Another stakeholder is the government. Yes, yes. You know, the government have a role to play in terms of regulating the preschool setting. They have a role in terms of the regulation of the preschool setting. They set the adult to staff ratio, have different regulations in relation to sleeping, in relation to feeding, in relation to outdoor play. So can you now see that the government are stakeholders? They are actually one of the most important stakeholders, because without the government, your preschool setting can't survive. They set out the legislations. The government even give out fundings as well. For instance, they have some schemes that you can avail of as a preschool owner. Can you now see that the government are also stakeholders? They have their adult to staff ratios, the expected of the children, in addition to your preschool setting, how your preschool setting have to look like, the number of children you can have in a particular room, the children have to eat in terms of sleeping time, the appropriate measure that you have to put in place. All of this comes from the government. The government set out all these guidelines. So can you now see that the government are also one of the stakeholders as well? And stakeholder is the community. Yes, the community have the same relation to your preschool setting as well. For instance, you might have a lot of opportunities going on in the community, like the library. You might bring the children to the library, to the playground. So these are resources that are in the community that you have avail of. So the community are also part of the stakeholders of your early childhood care and education setting. Because if there's an event going on in the community, you know about this event, you're liaising with the person in charge. You're telling them you're bringing the children, the educator, what does it require. So can you now see that the community is also part of the stakeholders in an early childhood setting? And last stakeholder is the suppliers. Yes, the supplier is another stakeholder. They supply all the resources. Without the supplier, you wouldn't have the resources that the children are going to use to play. So the suppliers are also stakeholders in your early childhood care and education setting. They provide you with the materials for play, for instance, Play-Doh, color, the paint, the materials, the chairs, the tables, the floor, everything that you need in your preschool setting comes from the supplier. So can you now see that the suppliers are also an important stakeholder in your early childhood setting? And lastly, another important stakeholder is professional consultants. Yes, so these are examples with the speech and language therapy, with the play therapy. So all of this group of people also work hand in hand with you. For instance, if you have a child in your early childhood that is availing of speech and language therapy, play therapy, they come to your preschool setting, they visit your preschool setting maybe once in a week, and you work in consultation with this group of people. They tell you the things that you should try with children, what is working, you try this, you give them feedback, you guys meet up with them to give them feedback. So can you now see that there's also stakeholders in your early childhood care and education setting? So I hope you've taken note of the stakeholders that are important in your early childhood setting. And please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Subscription is free. And until I come your way next time, stay safe and mind yourselves for now. Bye.